Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. This is Fiercestbard. Hello. What is going on? I am arting today. I started a little late, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm arting. I didn't I didn't get a chance to art too much this weekend, unfortunately. But that's okay. That's okay. That's why we have the stream time. And yeah, today we're just gonna kind of continue going and drawing this here image of Titty Star Anis from Goddess of Victory Nikkei. We just gonna continue doing this, and I think we should probably finish up her hair first of all. Number one, we finish up her hair today, and then we see where we go from there. But hopefully, the line art is not gonna take too much time, though. Actually, now that I've said that, usually I usually take my time with line art, so this might take another eternity to finish, unfortunately. But that's okay, like that. It's kind of what it is, you do the best you can with what time you have when it comes to arting, and you see where it goes. But yeah, first of all, in order to finish the hair, actually, we gotta do this. We gotta do this. So, the one thing that I did not do last time is that actually, I did not realize this was in her hair, but she had a ribbon out here. She actually has a ribbon over here, like a whole ribbon setup type of thing going on right here, where it ties up like a bunch of her hair in this area. So I've got to do this now. I just sketch it in a little bit. Like I just do the basic lines in there, just like before. Just kind of get some basic like line art in there, and then because I actually don't know how this thing is supposed to work, like, to be honest. Like, the way that it's drawn in her artwork doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me as as I try to make heads or tails of what it actually looks like. So I don't really understand this at all, but we'll try to get it to work. We'll try. That's like that, and then it's got this part. Like, it's got that ribbony part over here, and then it's got some other part coming out over there. Like, again, it doesn't... It's too small. Like, the reference that I'm looking at, it's a little bit too small for me to make heads or tails of what is actually going on there. So I'm just trying to fill it in, and making it up as I go. Hopefully it is right, but we shall see. We shall see how this goes, and yeah, Okay. All right, let's do this. Okay, we can leave it like that. And then we get this. But yeah, originally I was gonna draw like some stuff this weekend, right? Like I was gonna do a sketch of what is it called now? The new version of Neon. Like I really wanted to start sketching it out, but I just didn't have the time. We had like a lot of shopping stuff to do this weekend. We ended up having to go to various things. One of which was the collab that was happening at Target, like the the great American store of Target was doing some sort of collab of some sort, right, with Pokemon and stuff like that. And you know, like as with any of those collabs nowadays, right? I guess people were lined up the night before and they just like plundered it all by the time we got there. But Mooney was actually still able to get something that she wanted, so that was okay. But it's just like the stories coming out of like the horror stories coming out of the scalpers that were there, um, just kind of ruining things for everyone because they want to make a quick buck is just kind of sad to me. I don't know. It's like, geez, man. I know things are tough. I know things are tough, right? Like, I'm never gonna say, like, hey, like, life isn't making things easy for a lot of people now, right? But damn, man, if you gotta, okay, all I'm gonna say is, if you gotta like buying the disappointing Pop Tarts, I mean, if you're gonna scalp something, at least scalp something good. I know, right, Mooney? Like, seriously. Like, if your whole plan to make it big in life, right, is to ruin people's day, and I'm not even talking, like, it's not like I'm like a big fan of Pokemon or anything like that. Like, I didn't grow up with it as a thing, right, for myself. But I know a lot of people that did, and also on top of that, it's sort of like, they do these collabs for mostly for the younger kids and stuff like that, right? So that they can have something fun that they can go and participate in and things like that, right? And it's just one of those things where, like, man, if your whole thing is ruining like little kids' fun because you want to make a quick buck, it's like maybe you should reevaluate like your life. I don't know. like that's my outlook on it. It might be different for everyone else. Maybe I don't have all the info, but I just feel like, saying that, right? Yeah, people like you. I know, right, Mooney? You grew up with Pokemon, so you were. I mean, I won't say that you were like mad hyped up for it or anything like that. I mean, I think you already kind of had an idea that stuff was gonna go down with the scalpers and stuff like that, right? Like me being like completely like disconnected with it was already kind of like, oh, it's Target. It's like the Target stuff. The Target stuff always gets restocked. It's fine. Oh no, it was not fine. When we got there, it's like the aisle that had the products and the display. The display was there, but it was mostly filled with like Pokemon Pop Tarts and things like that didn't even really look like that good. Like it was the minimum effort of collaboration in terms of the food anyway and stuff like that. Like the Pop Tarts didn't even have sprinkles that were shaped like Eevees or other Pokemon and things like that. It was just literally like the regular Pop Tarts with the frosting on it, and then they just poured rainbow sprinkles on it, and then that was kind of it. I think they did get restocked, but there were more lines. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there were, right? No, but usually with limited edition Target stuff. Now, I'm familiar with it because I collect Transformers, okay? And Target usually has the limited edition Transformers, right? Like they usually make a deal with Hasbro to carry a line of them that's like exclusive to Target and stuff like that. Like Walmart also does this, right? I've had to deal with people coming in and buying up the stock, not necessarily scalpers, but maybe in terms of Transformers and stuff like that, right? So like I'm used to going to a Target and being like, oh, they don't have it, I'm kind of disappointed, but not to this level of like, like straight up like people just buying cartloads of this stuff just so they could turn around and eBay it all, like it's just crazy. It's so crazy to me. Our 90s collab food was so much better, I swear, collab collab foods used to be like actually themed. I know this is gonna age me a little bit, but you know, like when we had Ninja Turtle mutagen pies, those things were green. The freaking pudding pies, the pudding color inside was like this weird yellowish white color. They tried, okay? I don't know what the hell happened here where they were just kind of like, you know what? It's got like Pokemon the logo on it. I think it should be okay. This should be fine. All the kids won't notice the difference. It's like, I don't know, they used to try harder, but then I guess, you know, like everybody's looking for that quick buck, huh? Like, is that what's going on? Everybody's looking for that quick buck, so you know, like they don't want to try that hard anymore. No, but it's okay, you know, like again, you know, I wasn't like super upset about it because like, you know, I'm at like arm's length with the Pokemon collab, but I can imagine somebody who actually is really into it being very disappointed in you know, what was happening you know, that day. So it's like, it's just one of those things, you know, like it happens. But you know, suppose I'm gonna trust that Target will restock. I mean, quite frankly, Target, again, they always do this with their only at Target stuff, where they do the restocks and stuff like that. And you know, even that day while we were there, I actually bought one of the More Than Meets the Eye collection Optimus Primes. It was just kind of there, right? This is the Optimus Prime who is like half battle damaged and almost dead version. Like I bought it while I was there because it was like one of those, why not? We came all this way, right? Let me pick something up. But it's just like, you know, so it wasn't like a complete loss for me either, right? Like, you know, I did benefit from going. It wasn't a total loss on my end of things, but you know, like I do feel bad for the people who actually really wanted some of the stuff. Like I heard the jacket was really popular. The blue rain jacket or whatever it was, like it was like a sports jacket or something like that they had it had the Pokemon trainer badges underneath one of the pockets. It was like, you know, like apparently it was the hot commodity. They were trying to sell it. We checked like eBay listings afterwards, and we saw somebody trying to sell one for like $700. It was like, come on, man, like for real? Like, damn. Talk about desperation. And you know, it's like, it's not like I don't have friends that have participated in the scalper wars, right? Like, you know, I've had friends who have done this with certain things, certain popular electronics, and back in the day, right? Like hell, you know, I got recruited into helping out one year when I was much more dumber and younger and stuff like that. So I stood all night. I stood all night during the Xbox 360 launch and stuff like that, right? Because everybody wanted to get a 360 and stuff like that. And you know, like it was one of those things where it's like, okay, whoever can get one, you know, first and stuff like that. That's the one that you know, is going to this person or that person who really wanted it and stuff like that. I just wanted to help out and stuff like that. And then, you know, like if they had any extras, it's like, well, you know, we could always, if we don't need the extra one, we could always like sell it to someone who actually does want it. So that was always like the thought, right? It was always like, you know, if you got them and you don't want it, you could always get rid of it, right? Like, but you know, like we live in an era where that they've taken that to the more extreme of, hey, if you don't want, you probably just want to sell it, right? Like it from the start. It's like, it's so crazy how scalping is now. It's like, Man, it's like right from day one, they're hiring people and fist fighting. Yeah, we did not fist fight children. Okay, all we had to do was get in line, at a ridiculous hour and just sit there and stand there. We had some chairs at least. We had some comfy camping chairs and stuff with us and stuff like that. Like, we came ready to do the all-nighter and stuff like that, right? It was not comfy, by the way. It was one of the most miserable things that I had ever tried to do. And, like, I told myself I would never do it again. Until the PlayStation came out. PlayStation 3 came out, and we were like, you know what? We really want a PlayStation 3. Somebody needs a PlayStation 3. So we all stood in line for the PlayStation 3. And yeah, that was even more miserable. And then I believe, which one was it? Which Nintendo system was it at the time? What is it, like the GameCube or something like that? I forgot what it was. Or maybe it was, I don't know which Nintendo system came out at that time, but that was it for me. I was like, nah, man, I'm done. I'm tapping out. I can't stand in line all night for any more of these damn consoles. We only need one. I know you guys are worried about not getting them, but come on, like, seriously. It was just like, oh man, not even worth it. And I think at the time, like, some reporters came by and they interviewed some of us. Like, I think I was interviewed by somebody from freaking, of all things, G4 TV Brazil or something like that. And they were like, what are you doing out here? Like, they knew that what we were doing out there, but it's like, do you think it's gonna be worth it and stuff like that? And I just answered truthfully. I was like, well, it's not really my system. It's just we all just wanted to get one, and hopefully we're gonna be able to get it. Like we're just shooting our shot right now. It was just so crazy, like But again, it's gone from the you had some class. Yeah, like. As it turns out, some people understand that fist fighting children for hobby stuff is not actually a good idea. Man, but when you see some of those videos of the Pokemon card scalpers and how vicious they get, holy crap! It's like, it's not even like about like at some point it's just like, man, some of these stores really need to like enforce rules or something. I know they don't care because they're gonna profit anyway, but man, when you have like grown-ass adults literally like pushing aside like children and then fighting other adults and parents and all that stuff, it's like, is this really worth it? Like, is this really worth it for your workers and for your store's image, that these people are literally like engaged in like duels, like in front of your store? Like they freaking smacked each other with the white gloves, and they're just, they pulled out pistols and they're just going at it, right? like freaking like this is like some old-timey, I challenge you to a duel. According to those folks, yes. According to them, I guess it's completely worth it. Like, hey, maybe they can make it onto somebody's YouTube video and be like, everybody knows the dream is to make it onto somebody's clip on Public Freakouts on the subreddit, right? Like, come on. Like, everybody wants to make it onto that subreddit, right? Like, geez, man. Now, I would say it's worse than the Labubus. Yeah, fist fighting people for Pokemon cards is 100% worth it. I feel like it is kind of worse than the Labubus, because the Labubu craze was like, you couldn't get your hands on ones, and people were upset about the scalpers and all that stuff, right? Like, people were really upset about all that, right? Like, yeah, and rightfully so, right? But then it was like, you didn't hear about people, like, literally, like, going crazy on each other during a Labubu drop and things like that at Pop Mart. Or maybe, you know what? I'm taking that back. Actually, I just remembered there was a news report out about a Pop Mart in California where some of the people got into some fist fights over that. So there were some instances of it happening. But, like, I think when people started understanding, like, you could buy them online and stuff like that, like from the Pop Mart app, and then like figuring out how to do it from the app and stuff like that, and then the each of the Pop Marts started telling people that they couldn't come into the store and just walk in and purchase, that they had to buy it from the app, right? Like, that was the only way. I think that made things a lot better. Because even though people were still kind of upset that they couldn't get their hands on one, they were not waiting all day and just stewing in anger at the store, and then it just like explodes on other people, like that are there. So like, I think that was like a really good choice by them, even though, like, I know they didn't make very good choices as a company, in that during the whole Labubu craze, but they did make one good choice, and that was to keep people from coming to the store and, just like going crazy. I don't know, man. There's been so many like situations like this, right? Like with the crazes that people go. I remember when, what was it, the Tickle Me Elmo, when that was like the big thing. Like every single year there was something that people fought over, and it always changed every year. From like that year it was that Elmo toy, because everybody really liked the freaking giggling Elmo, the Tickle Me Elmo, and then like every year something would come out that everybody would have like, like they would want, to the point where, violence was the answer for wanting the thing, right? Honey, if I start fist fighting children for toys, tell me I have a problem. Don't worry, I will tell you if you start doing that. I will make sure to let you know. I will be like, Mooney, look at this recording I made. Okay? That's all I would do. I would just be like, I'd just be like, look at this recording I made, and decide for yourself. How should you feel about this situation? And if you still think this is normal, we're gonna have to have a very long talk. Oh, gotta erase something over here. What else was like a... Well, did I win her? No! No, that's not what you're supposed to get out of that recording. It's a shameful recording. You're supposed to be ashamed of that recording situation. Speaking of bundles of joy, do you want to talk about how excited my godparents are? What, of all the things for your godparents to call in about? Though at the same time, it's like, I guess that is something that Asian aunties and uncles will call about, huh? For those of you who may have missed it on Mooney's stream, she got a sudden phone call from her godparents. It was so random and out of the blue. I know, and they were asking, they wanted to chit chat a little bit. So they came up with an. I guess what happened was they were looking for any reason to like call you, and then they turned that reason for calling you into a okay, I can ask. So, do you have any good news? Yeah, it's like it's one of the things of being in an Asian family that some of you may or may not experience in your life, but they will be very curious and hyper focused on one thing once people get married. Let's just say. So yeah, you know, I mean, hey, I'm glad that they are very invested in this situation, but perhaps we shall see, as if we control the destinies of everything. But yeah, it's just one of the things, one of the funny things about having Asian aunties and uncles in your lives. Okay. So with her hair, it's like little bands of this coming down, and then they curl upwards and stuff like that, and forward and stuff. We didn't even hint at having one, so I was very like, maybe they got a premonition. I don't know. Sometimes the Asian uncles and aunties, they have their they have their self-fulfilling prophecy moments. I don't know. But we shall see. Let's see, how do I do this? Now I gotta do the... Yeah, her hair was always gonna be one of the harder things to make line art for, because it's just lots of it just coming down this way and then curling upwards and then being a little bit foreshortened because it's coming upwards towards the viewer and stuff like that, right? So this was always going to be a little bit tricky. Let's see. Get rid of this in there. But yeah, other than accidentally being a part of Pokegeddon at Target. What else happened this week? Oh yeah, the Cappytown Mango Sentinels advanced in the playoffs. Very happy. Mango Sentinels all the way. Um, like every year we hope for the big one and stuff like that. Like I don't think that the Mango Sentinels really stand a chance of winning it all, but you always hope for the best. Like you always hope that they will get as far as they can and then get better as a team, and then maybe in a year or two from now they make some changes, or they get some people on the team and they're able to actually win the big one. And any kind of progress is good progress, especially since the Mango Sentinels actually haven't won anything in like over 50 years at this point. So any victories for us is major victories for sure. Let's see, what else is going on this week. Oh yeah, I can actually talk about it now. Everything is confirmed now, so I can actually make this announcement actually finally. It's okay, so so as you guys know, I've been me and Mooney, we've been trying to do more Artist Alley things as of late. And I applied to actually we put in an application for our group Cappy Buds to participate in an artist alley for Anki Expo. What the hell is Anki Expo? Whoa. So Anki Expo is a VTuber convention, and it is one of the first, or if not the first, VTuber convention in on the East Coast of the United States. It's gonna happen up in Danvers, Massachusetts. It's very close to Boston, like maybe like half an hour away from Boston and stuff like that. I think there's some public transportation that can get people there if they get to, like, say South Station. For those of you who have ever been in Boston and are kind of familiar with the geography, I think you take a train to North Station, and then from North Station you're able to take another public train or a bus that goes up that way, and it's pretty cool. It's happening at the Doubletree Hilton up in Danvers, and they're going to have a bunch of indie VTubers as their guests. Right now, I think they're sponsored by some stuff like the what was that VTuber card game that's happening and stuff like that, right? Like, so there's quite a few things going on with this, and yeah, we made it into the artist alley for them, and I'm quite excited because it's kind of affirmation that some of the stuff that we've been doing all year is starting to it's not paying off, but it's progress for us, right? Because we went from unofficially tabling at some conventions to actually tabling at a smaller convention and stuff like that, right? To now actually getting our applications in and getting consideration and actually making it into an artist alley. So for a lot of people who have been who kind of know with artist alleys, they've become ultra competitive, and you're every time you apply to an artist alley, you're almost like doing a job interview and stuff like that, right? So it's like when you get accepted to some artist alleys and stuff like that, it's almost like, oh, your vindication, like you put in the work and the effort, and now it's kind of showing through. So my focus this year was not necessarily on profitability in terms of artist alley. I mean, we all enjoy the idea of it, making a living out of doing arting and stuff like that, right? And we all as artists kind of think, if there's a way forward to be able to do that, that would be great. But for me, it was more about, hey, am I good enough to get in? Am I good enough an artist that not only to get in, but it's like a validation for the hard work that we've been putting in terms of this. And I feel like this is kind of step one in that. So I'm trying to get more reps in terms of getting into more artist alley, but this is probably one of the convention happens late in November. I believe November 20th is the day that it is happening and stuff like that, like the first day that it's happening. So I think that tickets are actually now available for purchase and stuff like that, right? Like, so if you guys want to attend the convention, right, I think that that's going on now. Really cool if we happen to see anybody there while we were there and stuff like that. I believe that this one, both me and Mooney will be able to attend. We're making plans to see how that goes and stuff like that. So yeah, one of our first convention acceptances of the year, though maybe one of the last convention acceptances of the year, because this is happening so so late into the year. And this is one of the things that, you know, every artist that does Artist Alley kind of has to deal with, is the fact that the applications, right, they happen so late into the year for the following year and stuff like that, right? Like, you almost have to apply to something and then get accepted for the next year. You know, like, if you want a table at something like Anime NYC, for example, like, you're applying for that. Like, I think I put in an application for Anime NYC like at the beginning of the year. It was so early that I had to put in the application for that one, and it's just kind of like, damn, okay. So it's like, you know, that's the one thing. Like, you have to make plans that you're gonna be tabling like super, like, you're gonna be tabling the following year. You're applying this year to table the following year. That's kind of how it feels like every time you apply to one of these things. So, you know, like, we shall see what happens. We shall see what happens. But yeah, this is going to motivate me to do more artworks in you know, like, for certain types of things. Now, this is like a VTuber themed you know, convention, right? So, you know, I'm gonna have to prepare like quite a bit of stuff that's themed to the market, right? Like, so we shall see. But I think you know, like, it's good to have something secured for the end of the year, and we shall see how far we get with doing that. But yeah, really excited for that one. And then I think at the end of this month, both me and Mooney are actually making a small trip to somewhere to a certain anime convention in the north, let's just say. So, you know, like, I think at the end of this month, I'm gonna have to put like a one week pause on arting, on arting works, because of that trip that we have to take. So, you know, just giving a an update on things happening towards the end of May and stuff like that. So yeah, we've got quite a bit busy schedule, like, you know, as of late and stuff like that. And, you know, like, I always look at it as, you know, better to be busy than to not, right? But yeah, you know. Oh, and on top of that, like, I think I may have mentioned this last time on stream, but I was actually able to get a printer of my own. I kind of did the math in my head for in terms of my Artist Alley expenses and things like that, right? And as it turns out that because a lot of my stock is print stuff like that, it's gonna be like posters, postcards, things like that, you know, mini prints and other things that you know, I pay a lot for services like printing services to kind of, you know, make that stock. But, you know, I'm starting to think that, like, maybe I do that myself. So I got myself a really good printer to do prints at home and things like that, and just to be able to stock up myself, as opposed to relying on those services for my print stuff. And then I think I will rely on them for other things, because I'm thinking about making things like acrylic charms and things like that, you know? Different things. Praise me, I just learned what 9 plus 9 is. Goofy bros, you just learned what 9 plus 9 is? I'm gonna praise you for that. I'm gonna praise you as long as you don't tell me that 1 times 1 equals 2. But yeah, what's going on, Goofy bros? What's up? How you doing? Is the Groove Troop doing okay? Yeah, I was just talking about like some of our plans for this year. 1 plus 1 equals window. Thank you, Mooney. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, I was just talking briefly about some of our plans for this year. For well, specifically later in the year, right? Like and yeah, like lots of exciting stuff gonna happen. We shall see where it all goes. But I can't wait. I can't wait. And now I'm drawing this thing, this hair thing that she has. I am trying to do it like this because I know that I don't draw the best circles like on a tablet specifically. So let's see if I could get away with doing it like this. Let's see. Oh, it comes up this way. But yeah, I think this year is gonna be kind of interesting in terms of like future artist alley things. I'm planning on applying for more of them. There was a couple of ones that were local to Capitan that I did apply to, but I haven't heard back from them, so I'm gonna assume that they are not ones that I've gotten accepted to. I got waitlisted on Anime NYC, right? So that's one of the big ones on the East Coast and stuff like that, right? But also, like not surprising because a lot of people apply to Anime NYC and they kind of take the cream of the crop for that one, right? Where, like some people who have just started on their art journeys in terms of doing artist alleys, they usually waitlist those people, and then like if there is an opportunity to fit them in because somebody drops out, they might, but it's a very small chance, right? Like usually people don't drop out of the big ones like that. They usually do not, and but that's okay, like I wasn't thinking that I was gonna get in the first time I tried anyway. I was thinking more of like, hey, I'll just apply so that they have a record of me applying for it, and then over time, as I get more artist alley acceptances that are not this con, then I can build up build up my portfolio of them, and then eventually one day maybe I'll get accepted as a more local artist that can attend that particular convention. And then who knows, like we'll see where it goes, like one of the big things, I know it's a goal for a lot of people, right? Like to be able to get into that one. So like it not surprising that I didn't get in this year, but we shall see in the future. And I also have to start looking into the conventions that are like a little bit lesser traveled and stuff like that. Like I know everybody applies to the ones like the big ones like that, or like Anime Expo, like the really freakishly enormous conventions. But like I gotta start looking into some smaller ones that I know that like if I got in I would be able to make it to. One of them that I missed the application deadlines for was like Sakura Con. That's something like in Washington State and stuff like that. So there are opportunities. It's just knowing when the applications open and when when to apply for them. And usually it's tough. That's usually the tough part, like knowing when they open and then getting it in time and stuff like that. And then there's some of the applications that like, oh, that sucks, right? Like Anime Revo, right? Like, so Anime Revo was like a first come first serve type of thing, and we just completely did not get it. We did not get it at all, you know. Seattle, yeah, Seattle. But yeah, like, we shall see what happens in the future when it comes to the Artist Alley stuff. It is highly competitive, and I know that a lot of people are worried about Artist Alleys because, you know, um the state of things is not so great, right? Like, people have less and less money to just use on things like art, right? Like, even if they would like to support um artists and things like that, right? Like, it's really hard at this time to ask people to spend money on things like that, right? Especially with everything that's going on, like in the world and stuff like that, right? But I think that you can't really let that bum you out too much if you're able to afford to still go and stuff like that, right? And to table and stuff like that, because ultimately there's gonna come, like, economics wise, things change, right? Like, who knows what's gonna happen, like, a year from now and stuff like that. And you hope for the best for everything and stuff like that, and things take you hope for that things take a good turn and stuff like that. So, we shall see. I just learned 75 times 75 equals 5,625. I can't do math in my head anymore. I'm just dumb like that. I cannot do it. But you know what? If that's what you just learned, good on you. Good on you. Sorry, I'm just taking a moment to make sure that I focus on doing that. Okay, okay. And then put one more over here. But yeah, Goofy, you sound like Goofy Bros. You sound like you're having a good time today. I'm glad. I'm glad you're learning stuff. Me, I never learned anything. I was a horrific student growing up, so 65 times 65 too, it equals 4,225. Whoa. Like, there used to be like a thing, right? Like, you could always tell that multiples of 5, for example, will always equal either a 0 or a 5 and stuff like that. So you could always, like, there were things that you could do to like quickly figure it out and stuff like that. But I know that they frown. I think schools frown upon stuff like that now. Like, they want everybody to learn it somewhat kind of odd way. At this point, they don't want us to use what they consider cheats, I guess. Again, as long as you're not telling me that one times one times one equals two, I'm okay. I'm okay. I still have hope for the future of our world. As long as you're not telling me that. Okay, okay. I think I'm done there. Yeah, her hair was always gonna take me a long time to do. It was like all my time was gonna be dedicated to just doing her hair. Ears are weird. They always look weird. That ear is gigantic. Holy crap. Let me just do that, and then let me just I'm just using the fact that it's near her hair to draw some coverage on it. Because it's not that visible in her reference over here, right? So like, as long as it's indicated that there is an ear there, and then the rest is kind of just covered by all this, right? But yeah, I'm kind of happy that I went on my VTuber training arc earlier this year and stuff like that. I'll have to continue that VTuber training arc pretty soon, but you know, I'm giving myself a break from it by drawing Nikkei for the time being, because like sometimes you just gotta draw something a little bit different to just re-energize yourself, and for me that's what this is, right? Like I'm just trying to do something a little bit different so that I'm not drawing VTubers like 24/7. Like, you know, that's not good either. Like sometimes I just have to draw something a little different, even though ultimately they're all like anime girls. like like ultimately that is something that I've been drawing like nonstop, is just all anime girls all the time, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes, you know, sometimes you just need to something a little different, right? Or maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just like all anime girls all the time is what uh what gets me up in the morning, right? And then sometimes, like, when you do line art like this, it's just like, I don't know. I see some people don't do line art for their artwork and stuff like that, and sometimes I'm like, maybe I should do it like that, but you know, I can't. I feel like I almost feel like this is a staple of what I should be doing for my own my own stuff. Like it's not a bard art if I don't have line art, like fancy overly detailed line art that took me 8 hours to do. Like I'm almost done with her hair on this side and stuff like that, and it's like the hair on the other side has to wait because I gotta get the shoulder parts in and stuff like that because I have to draw stuff underneath it and junk like that. But I at least I got the one side that I needed to get first. Okay, time to hit save. Jeez. Okay, I'm just trying to check it out a little bit just to make sure I got everything that I need in there. Okay. Okay, so I'm hearing from everyone that her mascot thing, the TD Star mascot thing, right? It's like a I feel like it's a cat, but then I guess the new version of it is a squirrel or a chipmunk or something like that, but the one that I'm looking at here is the cat version. I think. I think this is the cat, right? It's just never really clearly right in front of me. It's always angled in some way, shape, or form, so it's kind of hard for me to judge. I think it's like this. I'm not sure if it's like this. I honestly am not. And so it's kind of hard to see, even on the reference. So, and then it doesn't help that the reference is actually quite low res because it's like I believe it's just taken from the in-game assets themselves. So I'm trusting myself to be able to fill this in the right way. It's like it's more of a freaking rabbit the way that I'm drawing it. Yeah, I don't know if this is right, but we're just doing it. Screw it. Sorry it got all quiet there, by the way. This is what happens when I start to focus a little bit too much and I'm just like really trying. I'm trying I'm trying too hard right now. Okay. Okay, I might have drawn that a little bit off. Okay, okay. There we go. Okay. It has some semblance of looking like it. We shall see what happens when I go to color this. Okay. That was kind of rough, but it's okay. It's okay. We got through. Now we can start actually doing this part. Okay, and then she's got like a button type of thing going on somewhere over here. So, well, it's not a button. It's like, it's not a button itself, but like the part that goes in, I guess. And then it's like a little star over here. I've got to draw it like a pentagram in the first place to get it right. I promise I'm not doing anything demonic over here. And let me actually change this a little bit too. Like, just gotta do some freaky transform. Make it look more like, yeah. Alright, we're getting somewhere, with this. Hit save. Now we gotta get the other side. Let's see, how does that go? And then whoops. Yeah, it just needs to be a little longer over here, I think, and it should be fine. And then that goes over there, that's fine. Okay, that should be okay. Okay, and then she's got like a weird, like, I guess this is like and then she has that on the other side also, I think, right? Yep. Oh, she's got like a little star thing down here. It's like in such a weird position. Alright. But yeah, if I'm able to actually finish um, this group, right? Like, I think it will be the first time I'll have finished like drawing all of counters for in any way and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. I have trouble when it comes to arting and finishing like a group and stuff like that. So it's not just about like finishing counters the group, but rather um finishing a group at all, like as a thing, right? So I think that'll be kind of cool. I think that'll be kind of cool. And there's like a lot of other game characters that I would kind of want to do, but you know, I don't think I have the time. That's the problem. What is that? Is it like one big star and then three little stars? I think that's what that is on her tie. I don't know. It's so hard to tell. Like I'm okay. Oh, it's so hard to tell with some of the details on this. Okay, so there's that one little line there, and then it like goes into her skirt. But then there's like, for some reason, there's like two belts that just kind of hang out over here. It's such a strange design, but you know, It is what they want. Like that's just how she's designed, so I might have to completely change the cat thing that I drew in the middle there. It's just like, I don't know. It's like it just doesn't like that is what she has there, but I feel like I didn't draw it like the way that it should look. I don't know. It's like and it's like because I don't have a reference of the actual image of it, right? Like it becomes a matter of like just kind of guessing the different parts of it and stuff like that, right? So it's like, damn it. Like, how do I do this? Okay, just like need a moment just to kind of like zoom out and just look at the whole thing. Yeah, I'm just like having to plan this out in my head right now, like how this is gonna be separated. So okay, let's see if we could get this to go. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done it like that. Hold on. Let's go back. That is where I wanted to eventually go, but... Okay, I think I might have it here now like this. Though at the same time, like, I might have to actually do more of this line work while I'm offline and stuff like that, but I don't know when I'm gonna have the time to do it. That's the problem. Because it's like the line work for a lot of the images that I draw here, like, they take so long that you know, we could be looking at this one image for like the next 2 or 3 weeks and stuff like that, right? And you know, I know that sometimes when, you know, like you go to an art stream and stuff like that, you're not expecting to just kind of stare at something like the same thing over time, like that for such a long amount of time. So it's like you know, like it's one of those things that like I have to grapple with it a lot. Like, okay, how much can I get done outside of this, or if I can get any of this done at all, you know, like outside of the stream. So like it's just like, you know, it really sucks that like not granted, you know, I'm not gonna complain about having a job, right? Like, you know, that's silly. Like, you know, you shouldn't complain about being fortunate, right? But like, it just takes away so much from my ability to actually do the arting thing sometimes, that I'm just kind of like, I do have gripes when it comes to that. It's like, but again, you know, like, I don't want to bemoan the situation too much, because again, like, I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful when, you know, like, things are tough, right? Like these days. So like, I should count my lucky stars, as the old timers say, that I even have something right now. Okay, so for some reason she has two belts like that up there, and then Okay. Okay, there's the stitching there, and then there's like a knot that's tied over here on the bottom, I guess. And then for some reason these are super long. Okay. Okay. Hopefully, I got the the thigh ratio here pretty good. Hopefully. Does she have stockings or anything like that? No, she doesn't. Though she has a lot of like sparkly star type things there. I'm gonna really. I might get like a star brush or something like that just to like, just just to just to get that in there somehow. Instead of drawing like a gazillion stars that don't quite look that great. Um it still needs quite a bit of work to get all the line art done, but so far headed in the right direction. I'm just not really that convinced about the emblem in the middle there, because again, like, it was kind of not really, like, I might have to erase it and just start over and stuff, because I need to angle it a whole lot more than what I have there. Like, what I have there is like, it's almost straight up, right? But really, like, if you look at like a lot of the reference materials and stuff like that, right? Like, this thing is actually angled like more like this. And then, like, it's got the big ears up here, but they're not quite like bunny ear big like the way that I have it. And then it's like something like this. It's something like that. And it's like, I can't quite figure out the way that it looks, but maybe if I draw it separately and then I just kind of duplicate this layer and then I'll just copy it back in and fix that. So that's one of the major fixes. And then at the end, I gotta do the line art for the hands, right? So like, I kind of decided on these like idol style poses with the hands and stuff like that. I just gotta like do much better than what I did with the sketch. But the sketch is just kind of placeholders to just get the idea in, because sometimes you just get the idea in and then you work on it to get it to look the way that you want it to. But yeah, I think we're right about there for today. It's like, we usually only have the time between like 6 and 8 o'clock Eastern time, like just about 2 hours on the weekdays, because I gotta wake up early and then go to my job and stuff like that, right? And it's like, again, it's not that I don't appreciate the fact that I have a job, like, it would be, I would be in big trouble if I didn't, but like, sometimes the art thing has to take a backseat to that stuff. So it makes it hard sometimes to do the arting thing in the way that I really want to do it. But like, you just kind of work with what you got and you make it work for you, like with what time that you do have, if you're gonna do the art thing. Like, I don't want to say that it's like impossible to do the art thing when you are a grown up and you're doing the adulting thing, but it does get harder when you have a lot more responsibilities on the table. So for those of you who are just kind of starting out, like, if you are still in that phase in your life where you're a lot younger and like, you don't quite have like family and job obligations and things like that in your life, like, seriously, take advantage of it, because like, you could go so much further with it than we can. But yeah, like, otherwise, it's coming along, like, Can't wait to get it done and then go work on Neon. And then hopefully I get to Rappy also, you know. With Neon, so with Honest here, I'm doing her TT Star outfit, so this is not quite the default outfit that she has. This is more of her idol outfit and stuff like that, so she doesn't have the shorts on and things like that, right? But I do like the TTSR outfit a little bit more. With Neon, I'm just gonna do the jacket, the freaking the jacket with the grenade launcher thing that she's got. And then with Rappy, you know, with Rappy it's a little bit harder, right? Because I have so many choices with her. I might just do like a summer Rappy type of thing, like a Red Hood Rappy, summer version and stuff like that. So then you'll have like 3 different versions of the of the counters and stuff like that, right? And then I'll think about, like, you know, in the future, like I know I drew Dorothy once already, but I've never drawn Modernia. So it's like, it's one of those two things where it's like, I think I could do better with Doro, and I think I want to try my hand at Modernia for once, right? Because she was the one of my top rated of the characters in Nikkei, so we shall see what happens with that. And then after that, hopefully I get back to arting. I probably do my VTuber training arc still, though. In between, I gotta make time to do more capybara themed stuff, and it's not just capybara themed stuff to you know, populate the artist alley table, but also capybara themed stuff to, you know, redecorate my my streaming stuff, because you know, everything here could use a little bit of a redo. I feel like my setup here on stream could use a little bit of a redesign and stuff like that to be more in theme with my cappiness. So yeah, you know, like lots of stuff that you know, I'm thinking about doing. You know, thanks again, guys, for dropping by and hanging out with me while I do the arting. You know, it's like, I know, just like what I was saying before, you know, with my own time is precious, right? So, you know, like the fact that you guys are here and hanging out and, you know, like checking out the art thing, really cool, really cool. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get going now, and let's see, before I get going though, let's see who's on. Oh yeah, there we go. We have somebody playing Dying Light right now. So let's go pay a visit. Let's go pay a visit to another rodent of unusual size. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we're just gonna continue working on Anis, and hopefully we get closer to the point where we can actually start coloring this thing. But yeah, until tomorrow, I'll see you guys then, and yeah, have a great day. Bye bye.